Welcome back to Throwing It Down at Night. It's your boy, Midi D. And today, we're going to start the NFC East. And last time, I started with the teams that were going to do the worst in the division. This time, it's going to be the opposite. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce you to the Philadelphia Eagles. Yep. The best team in the NFC East. Not only will I talk about who they added to their offense, including A.J. Brown, and that's about it because their offensive line was amazing. Their running backs were amazing. Their receivers were okay. Their Dallas Goedert's okay. And Jalen Hurts is much better at winning games than people want to believe. And their defense. They may have lost Fletcher Cox, but that's not who the Eagles are in total. The Eagles are going to stop teams from throwing the ball, having Darius Slay, adding James Bradbury, adding that guy from the Giants, who was their best defensive player, will be destructive for these teams who are lining up multiple high-level receivers. The Eagles don't have to have great safety play. They have two lockdown corners who are going to influence the game heavily, force teams to have to run the ball or go through tight ends, which could be a problem depending on who they're playing, even though it's not looking like a problem just running through players in my head. There's no Travis Kelce this year. There's no Gronkowski. There's no George Kittle. No Darren Waller. These tight ends who are really good, they're not going to have to play. They also added great linebacker Nakobe Dean, a absolute steal in the second round. The best, most productive player on Georgia's defense. They've talked about him a lot. Dude says he's fine. He's going to play. He's going to be great. I think that passion coming from college, you really want to make an impact, especially on your rookie year, because it sets a precedent of what people expect from you in the future, as well as contract negotiation efforts. There's a lot of great things that could come from having a great rookie season as an NFL linebacker. Not to mention, they drafted a dude, Jordan Wilkins. Okay, names really aren't my best. The defensive tackle from Georgia as well. Yeah, they may have lost Fletcher Cox, I think I said that already, but they're trying to get him back. They should have a decent amount of cap space left as well, seeing that they don't have any big money tied up in players other than Darius Slay and A.J. Brown, maybe a couple offensive linemen as well. Let's talk about the offense really quick. Adding A.J. Brown is huge. Nobody knows this, and everybody thinks this Eagles offense is going to be a run heavy, quick offense. Absolutely not. Yeah, they're going to run. But you know who is number one in the NFL in deep passes over 40 yards? Jalen Hurts. You know who those passes were going to last year? Quez Watkins and Jalen Reagor. That's who. First of all, there's a game that Quez Watkins caught just about an 80-yard catch from Jalen Hurts where he was pushed out of bounds. Maybe not pushed, but he ran out of bounds. Play was called back to the Eagles' own 10-yard line. So that's one play that couldn't happen, not to mention the countless drops by Jalen Reagor where the pass was, put in a great catchable location and he just couldn't come up with it. Adding A.J. Brown and putting Devontae Smith in the wide receiver 2 role makes both of them better. It makes all three of them better. Not to mention Jalen Hurts, fourth best player in yards per carry last year, averaging 5.6 yards per carry, and Miles Sanders coming in 8th with 5.4. Super underrated running and insanely underrated passing attack because of the fact that A.J. Brown, who's also 6'3", 230, the dude's a beast, and watching him with the Tennessee Titans, just be able to break tackles and catch contested balls is something the Eagles were missing insanely last year. They had a lot of slight framed guys and people who were great at catching screens and catching slants. Now they're going to have somebody who's better, has a different skill set, and can help them in more effective ways in the passing game. Now, the main reason why I love the Eagles is their schedule. Unlike the Cowboys, they have to play the second level of teams, the second place teams in each division, which include Saints and the Cardinals, while the Cowboys are going to have to play teams like the Rams and the Buccaneers, who are definitely better than both those second place teams. Cardinals took a step back, getting older. Getting Marquise Brown is definitely going to be a problem, but the Eagles secondary is great just by adding somebody else who can elevate other players on the team because he can do so much more than the person he was replacing. You also have the Eagles playing the NFC North and the AFC South, probably the two weakest divisions, not counting the NFC East, even though I would say the NFC East is slightly underrated. They're always kind of fighters in all their games. The Eagles last year had close games against the Chargers, the 49ers, and they beat teams like the Saints and the Broncos may be their best wins of the season. However, they're playing worse competition this year. They have the Lions, they have the Bears, they have the Jaguars for some reason. Because they're playing the AFC South, and they have the Texans. Not to include Green Bay, who I think is going to take a step back, and the Titans as well as their own division. They're playing the Giants, they're playing the Cowboys, who lost Amari Cooper, lost some edge rushers, lost offensive linemen. Eagles in a great spot to overtake the Cowboys as the top team in the division for years to come. If they have Jalen Hurts or not, and I like Jalen Hurts, I like what he brings to the team, but now that they have great receivers, they might want to draft a quarterback to unlock them in the upcoming future, which I don't blame them. And Jalen Hurts might be a great quarterback for another team. Maybe he's what the Lions need. Spoiler. The Eagles have a win total over-under of 9.5. I'm not going to go through their whole schedule. I see them winning 11 games, going 11-6, getting potentially the number 2 seed in the NFC division. Most likely the 3 seed, but a fantastic team, a fantastic offseason. They're getting better, so that's who the Eagles are. Next, we'll obviously be looking at the Dallas Cowboys as the number 2 team, but if you wouldn't mind to like and subscribe, I would love that. But other than that, I'm going to get out of this haunted house. I'll see you next time. Peace.